YouTube, what is up? It's your boy JV Cousin. We back with another banger. As you see by the thumbnail and title, today we're doing one of the freshest cuts out here. A fresh mid-draw fade, basically like the Marlin cut. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do the best fade, best lineup, quickest, simplest, easiest way so you can understand it, not be all over the place. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, join the winning team while you can, because you know, once we win too much, I don't want you to stay on the losing team. Without further ado, let's get to cutting. Let's go. All right, boys, we got the client in the chair. How we feeling? How you feeling, chat?
Great. I'm with JV. Let's work.
Let's do it. Hey, my boy got the perfect head right now. As y'all see, we're about to get him right. He got some crazy stuff going on. You know, we could have given him a taper, but nah. Perfect fade was gonna match his silhouette, especially a nice mid with a drop, so it could literally contour his head. We do want a little trim on top just because his hair is kind of uneven. It's going like in a mohawk shape, so I don't want to cut off length. I'm probably gonna use like a 6 guard on top, something slight. First step, and I'm gonna make sure that we go quick on this one because it's a fade. You know, these type of things you don't want to take your time, but time is money. You do it good, quick, and clean. All right, make more money, less of my time. Peep game. All right, because we're gonna go fast. So literally just watch and listen, but I'm gonna explain everything. We're gonna set our first guideline, coming from the back, as you see that. Boom, first guideline quick. We don't need no trim or nothing. Immediately open the lever, and you follow that up. While you're at it too, close the lever and just make that line everywhere. This is how you save time. You do the whole fade all at once. Open the lever, and you're flicking out. I'm not digging in to create harsh guidelines, I'm flicking out. So it's like I'm kind of prepping it already freehand. Bam. I'm gonna go over to my next clipper. This one has the 1 guard on, and I'm gonna do the same thing, literally just follow that line I just made. But remember, same thing, I'm flicking out. I don't wanna set harsh guidelines. I wanna kind of also give it like that blowout fade look. So basically what I'm doing right now is just literally setting up for success. This is what I like to call a rough draft. So it's like, you know, when your teacher tells you to write that essay, and it's weak as shit at first, but then you go back in there and you fix it up. That's basically what we're doing. You know, it's not gonna look the cleanest right now, but it's just setting up for success. Like I'm gonna get this 3 guard, since the last one we just used was a 1 open. This 3 guard honestly gonna be the last one, because you see all this bulk, like I told you, we might hit like a 6 up here, and the 3 is all we need, because when you flick out with the right flick out motion, you're gonna create the perfect silhouette, perfect gradients. You see how I'm flicking out right here? Bam. Like let's say I give him a 3 on top or a 4 on top, then I would be digging in right here. But I don't want to do that, especially since my boy has like the mohawk look right here on top, and it's not because he woke up like this, it's because his hair literally grows like that. So I want to match it so it looks more boxed up instead of, you know, going up on a mountain. At the end of the day, a good barber is always going to give what's best to his client, and that's what I want you to understand, Chad. First you got to understand the heads, understand the hairstyle, understand how the hair moves, and then you'll be able to literally recommend the best thing for your client, and then that's when they'll be willing to pay more, because you understanding them more. You know, you understand someone, it's not a haircut no more. It's more like image consulting, you know what I'm saying? So that's when it goes to the next level. But look, with this 3 guard, I'm going everywhere. I'm setting that foundation. This is gonna be my ending point, and I'm gonna fade everything to it. You can kind of tell already. Look at that, everything's looking cleaner. Now what I wanna do is go in there with my trimmer and kind of really set that real bald line. Cause it's like I set it, but I set it kind of halfway. Now we go in there with the trimmer, and now we're really gonna set that bald line. As you see, we just follow up that line that we already kind of created. You see how it drops in the back? And then, you know, we go right here close to the ear, giving it that nice low mid effect. Clean. Now what I like to do after this is go right into the shaving. You know, and if your client has some stubble on the cheeks, go ahead and do them a favor, cut that off while you're at it. You don't gotta go back in there later on. You're saving time. Go around the ear. Same thing with the shaver. You don't wanna create super harsh guidelines, so it's like you're tapping once you get to the end of the line. You see how I'm tapping? I don't wanna dig in there. Because trust, it'd be hard to get rid of these bald lines, especially if you're a beginner, and especially if you don't have a sharp 0 gap trimmer. But y'all should already know by this point, whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. We're going for the symmetrical look. We want everything to be clean. Line up the fade, same height, same size, same darkness, everything. And at the same time, you want to be quick. You kind of have to have that rush mentality, or just, you know, like, hey, let's not take our time, let's go quick. It's like nobody really has to take their time unless you want the best. If you take your time, it's just because you don't want to go slow. So fuck that, you know, we go quick. Also, if you want to get faster, just time yourself. Let's say your average haircut is in 45, put a timer for 30. It's going to put that pressure on you. I'm going to go in there with my cocos, and I'm just going to soften up that line. That's it, just softening it up. Because once I do this, I could just go in there with my clipper and start blending right in. And remember, we want to do it all at once, so we beat time. We do it quick and clean, and it's all symmetrical too. Bam. Y'all see the vision right here? At this point, it's super easy to blend now. All we're gonna do is half guard all this. I'm gonna go ahead and get my instinct Also, it's better to have like multiple clippers on here because you could have one already with the guard, you could have one already with the 2 guard, just ready to go. I just swap out. You know, swap out clippers the same way you swap out these hose. Y'all know the deal. Half guard on, I'm gonna start with the lever closed just because we're starting from nothing. So I don't want to start with lever open, you know? I want to go from nothing to something. And this is not gonna fully get rid of this line, but it's gonna soften it up. And if anything, it might quite literally almost get rid of it. Open it all the way, flick out, follow that same line. Use your corners where needed. Remember, your corners are your best friend, especially sometimes people have bones, you know, bones are popping out, it creates shadow. Some parts look darker than the others. So you really just gotta use your corners in those type of areas. Sometimes you can't use your full blade. But you see how I'm kind of like closing and opening the lever? I'm just playing with it. Right here, you just gotta really have the eye of the tiger, you know, eye of the barber. See what's darker, see what's lighter, open it up, that's clean. And remember, before I fully finish the fade, I always like to go back in there and line up the C-cups so I know exactly how to keep that C-cup as dark as possible. You know, let's say I don't put no enhancements on, boy, I wanna keep it all natural. I wanna make sure this is clean all natural. So we're gonna start from the bottom. You see how I started from the bottom right here? Kind of just setting my imaginary line, and then I just follow all the way across. Boom, nice, gentle, steady, keeping it natural. But you know, once you do that, look at that. You see this nice little dark spot that's kind of like throwing it off with the corner of my blade, watch. Gone. And then I like to razor up my C-cups immediately. I don't like to wait till the end because I like the sharpness right there. Could hit it from the side right here. You know, even get rid of the little hairs while we're at it. You got the blade in your hands already, might as well do what you have to. Also, just to have more control and kind of see a little bit better. And I mean, it's probably gonna help me too later on. Just putting some water on my boy's hair to lay it down and really see where that hair is sitting. You know, this is gaming. You might think because he has short hair or, you know, he got a buzz cut, we don't gotta add water, but you never know. This also might help us style it better at the end. But you see, when his hair is short, it really pops up. So we wanna cut it so everything's kind of popping up at the same length. Bam. Look at this side, and then look at this side. Nice difference. All right, let me show you. Let's cook up this side. Same thing, remember, lever closed on the half guard. Boom, go up like half an inch, open up, go up about another half an inch, but you gotta understand, we're flicking out this whole time because we're not trying to create more harsh guidelines. There shouldn't be a harsher guard line on top of this. It should just get softer and softer. The blend should be coming in more and more, little by little. And I like to focus kind of like on the sides first and then combine the back together. So side, and then boom, the back. 1 + 1 = 3, you know? Bam. Before I finish the fade, remember, we do the C-cup. You know exactly what to keep dark. Start from the bottom. Create that guideline, okay? See where exactly gotta be. Right here, we hit that curve. Immediately, go back in there with this razor. Now I can get my razor, or I mean my shaver, balled out anything, any extras I see, but now we're straight. I'm gonna take the guard off of my instinct, and we're just gonna do freehanding right here. Using my corners with the lever closed, and I just wanna follow that silhouette we made. We don't wanna go all over the place. You want the fade to be faded in a straight line. You see how it's kind of blended over here, and then less right here. You see the line blended, and then not blended. This part, lever halfway open, now all the way open, and just flicking out using your corners. Close it up a bit right here. You also want to make sure you have good lighting so you see every little particle of hair as good as possible. So invest in some good lighting if you need to. Don't cheap yourself on that. Now you kind of see like a little bit darker right here in this area. So we're gonna get, to keep it safe, our 2 guard. But this is quick, look, 2 guard, keep it safe. I could tell it's not cutting nothing. So bam, that's when we go to the one that's a little bit shorter, which is the 1.5 guard. I kind of already knew the 2 wasn't gonna cut nothing. That's why I just said to keep it safe. But bam, yep, this is perfect. 1.5 guard open, basically equivalent to a 2. Close the lever, use the corners right here in this darker spot. He has more shadow in this area, so we gotta contour it. Now we go even shorter, which is what's below the 1.5, the regular 1. Lever open, still basically 1.5. Using the corners on the same spot. And basically now we're just fading down. Close the lever, looking out, using the corners. Let's check up on the side a bit because I kind of left it halfway done. Let me fully blend this side so we could connect it to the back. With the same thing, remember, just lever close, lever opening. Just like that, it's that quick. And then I don't know if y'all see it, but could y'all kind of see a little line First, you go in there with your trimmer, get rid of it. These are the ones that be hard, like this one I'm telling you. When you set up the harsh guideline with the shaver, it'd be hard to come off, but you just gotta know the little tips and tricks around it. First, you hit it with your zero gap trimmer, like the most sharpest trimmer you have, and then you go back in there with your shaver, and same thing, like even use the corners on here, but you kind of just want to tap and like flare out. It's kind of how you blend out that bald line as well. Yeah. So now look, let me actually show y'all how to get rid of this line. Y'all gonna see it from nothing to something right here. Look, remember, always start off by warming up, softening it up. Half guard, lever closed. I mean, look, just with that already, it's not as dark. Lever open. And this is what I mean. It's like you're fading. You gotta know when to fade up and when to fade down. This high, I should be having like a 2 guard or a 1.5 guard, but there's no need when you know how to freehand. But that's exactly how you skip steps, and when you skip steps, that's when you get faster haircuts. Close that lever, bam. As you see, that half guard really helps me get as close as possible to that zero. So when I do take off the guard, it's just 1, 2, 1, 2, and we done. Keep that guard on you just in case you need it. On and off, on and off. And then remember, you want to connect it to both sides. Make it even, same length, same width, everything. And not only it's blended from the back, but blended to the fade. Now I'm just gonna put on 2.5. Kind of get any little straightways or any long hairs on the side. Watch, I could even do with the grain right here. Catch any flybys. You see everything, not much is being cut because everything's already cut. Well, blow dry his hair a bit to get it dry. See exactly where every hair is at. Give it the trim that it needs. Once we got all that even, we go ahead and line it up, give him that crispy lineup, and my boy is good to go. This is literally the same thing Marlon gets, but I don't think Marlon gets C-cups. But honestly, he should start getting these cups. Also, we don't want to dry it up too much, so we kind of have some control of it. I mean, honestly, just with that water and the blow dry, everything's sitting nice. Also, because we boxed out his sides, so it's giving him more weight on this side. He had too much weight right here. We added weight here. Now everything's looking even. But you know, just to make things extra even, I'm gonna use probably like the 7 guard. Let's keep it safe. Yeah, perfect. It's only gonna cut out that top layer. Still keeping that lane. And I'm only gonna go down the middle right now. I just wanna cut off these long hairs in the middle, and then I'm gonna open the lever and get the sides. Basically, I want like the sides right here to be a little bit longer. Sometimes you have to do those type of custom cuts, you know? Where something gotta be longer, something gotta be shorter, but just so it looks good once it grows out. And once you could accommodate to your client's custom needs like that, that's exactly, you know, when you turn it up a notch. And you know, you promote right on social media, you get more clients, you're gonna be able to charge higher prices. That's exactly how you scale the business. Add more value, more trust, more professionalism, more quality, more money. We didn't cut off too much, we still kept the length, but now everything's even. So my boy will be good for the next month, to be honest. The fade is basically done. Now we just gotta clean up his hairline. About to get some hairspray, lock these baby hairs in place. I don't want them to go anywhere. Calm them down. Right here, they're gonna lay flat. So once I line it up, he goes home, you know, he puts the window down. They're not gonna move, they're gonna stay there. This is also good too, because if you line it up without it, and then he showers, and then the other hairs lay on top of it, then the hairline's not gonna be as crispy. So right here, we're laying it down, so even if it moves, it's still crispy at all times. That's why the hairspray is low-key essential. All right, chat, go ahead, get your trimmer. Y'all see how I could kind of see my imaginary line right there? It's like, it's all over the place right now. He got the little widow's peak, but like this, I know exactly where I gotta dial into. So I'm kind of gonna go right here on the highest part. Most of these hairs are also overhang. Bam, you set your first guideline, you can always come back. Look at that straight line, let me see. Yup, and I know exactly how high I gotta go up on this corner. Tilt the clipper, hit that vertical bar, come back over here. Yup, I know exactly how high I gotta go on the next one. And it's basically your stencil. Use your trimmer blade as a stencil and just follow that up. Don't be afraid to just keep doing it back to back. And when it's blurry like that, so you know you're straight. And then remember, you could always face the client towards the mirror, and the mirror never lies. You're gonna see straight lines, you're gonna see crooked lines. Tell your client, how's it looking, how's it looking?
Clean.
Clean, clean. Once you got that out the way, now we go ahead and get that blade, start cleaning up. You want eyebrows?
Yeah, please.
Let's get those eyebrows and line up done. Well, as you see, my boy's hairline is straight naturally. Now we're gonna go ahead and add those enhancements just to give it a nice quality, you know, Instagram Hollywood look. We wanna make it pop. Before you make it pop, you make sure it's clean naturally as, bam. Hit a little bit of that corner, you know, get your C-cup card. This really makes that fade pop out to that next level. You see that? It adds that real contour to the fade. Better gradients, sharper objects. Come on now. Put that card right on that lineup. Always after I do the enhancements, I like to go back in there with the blade and then use the blade to kind of like put all those lines together. That's how you really get the crispiest lines. It also gives you a nice little ash line, especially when these 90 degrees right here by the C-cup and lineup are cleaned up, sharp object. That's when the fade's always looking the cleanest. So basically, you do the lineup, you hit it with the razor, you put enhancements, and you hit it with the razor again. We gotta end it off with a bang. You already know we're gonna use the best product on my boy, even though he don't got much hair. But just the right amount of pomade is gonna give him that nice texture. Not gonna make his hair look so flat. You already know if you want the best products, jvcuz.com, go get right. You know what? I'm gonna get y'all right, 20% off. Use code JV, let's get it. But after all, the pomade is literally evenly distributed through your hands. It's like, it disappears, it's clear. But you just kind of tap it all over the head, evenly distribute it through all little hair. And we want to give them kind of like a messy buzz look. Make the hairs look kind of pop up to also, you know, give them that look so the mohawk don't pop out too much. Just any texture helps at this point, you see that? So just like that, my boy's fresh. You know, me personally, this guy's looking flawless, but now it's up to him. He gotta let us know. So my boy, go for it, take a look, keep it a bug. Look at the sides, look at the back, look at that gradients.
That's too clean.
That's too fresh.
Too clean, son.
Brody's gonna need to go Sephora, Starbucks, Target after this one.
I'm going everywhere.
Everywhere. Shit, let's go. Give me a quick little rating.
Easiest 10 of my life.
Easy 10. Honestly, we might need to get off the grid. 20 out of 10, let's get it. God damn, my boy, you looking sharp as hell, bro. You gonna give me a paper cut. But look, I'm gonna need to throw some hot sauce because, you know, you can't look this fly. Some of the best aftershave right now. Not only, you know, you're gonna look good, but you smell good as well. How's that smelling?
Smells like jvcuz.com.
Hey, go get right, don't get left. But just like that, my brother, you're good to go.
Appreciate it.
Just God bless, my boy. Good. Give me one nice final look. What you thinking? Decent?
Fresh.
Decent? Appreciate you for coming, my boy.
Love.
Hey, you already know, chat. If you made it to the end of the video and you haven't given it a like, what are you doing? You clearly like this video, so go give me right. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Join the winning team. You know, come on, stop slacking. We're trying to hit that 100K before the year ends, and we're gonna make it happen. Without further say, go get right with the best products, jvcuz.com. If you need more help with your barbering business, you wanna scale to the next level, you wanna learn how to cut better, cut faster, make more money, less amount of time, record the right content, how to edit, how to post, how to actually go viral and get more clients so you make more money, less amount of time, DM me Scale on IG, I'll reach out to you. And if you're a good fit, we'll get you on the team and get to scaling. Without further say, it's been your boy JV, and I'll catch you on the next one. Let's go.
I ain't gotta cut in 2 weeks. JV line me up. If I hear there's money in the play, you need to sign me up. I just brought the bitch back in. I think I'm Bane or what?